I can't believe I forgot to take that down. Hello, my fellow stellar gamers. It's your gal, GamerGal792, and welcome back for another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So, last time, what the actual fuck is going on with this case? So, we started up last time with the next day of trial, and basically what happened was and we finished up the next trial. So now we're on to our next day of investigation. But it kind of leaves a sour taste in our mouths. Essentially, what happened was we cross examined in her testimony from Officer Jake Marshall, who was in charge of the security room and who was once a detective. We talked to him about what happened at the police department's evidence room where a detective was supposedly killed, and we learned that apparently the murder that happened at the police department's evidence room was a fake. And it was actually Jake Marshall disguised as Bruce Goodman to steal the evidence from the SL9 incidents. But Meekins ended up getting caught at the wrong place at the wrong time, essentially speaking. And and then we got into a little bit of the SL9 incident because Jake said that he couldn't let that case go, and that was because his brother, his name Neil Marshall, was a victim in the SL9 incident, or referred to as the Joe Dark killings, which everyone in this case, right now, except for us, were involved in that. And and it turns out that at the end of the trial, we learned that when they originally arrested and convicted Joe Dark, they used forged evidence to get him convicted. And Edgeworth had no idea that was going on, so his pride kind of got shot again. But we disproved the murder at the police department, but now we are saying the real crime is at the prosecutor's underground parking lot. And a lot of things went on. So we're just going to stop talking. We're just going to continue on. And here we are. So we're back at the office. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. Hi, Emma. Yeah, that was kind of something, wasn't it? I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. How loud's my music? Okay, it's not bad. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. Right. I didn't know. It's okay, Emma. No, I mean, if it makes you feel better, Edgeworth had no idea that was going on either, so don't feel bad, Emma. I never knew the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Oh. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Well, isn't that just peachy, Phoenix? Seems like we don't know crap. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What happened to you? What do you mean what happened to you? Emma, did something happen? It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered and Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? You're telling me Emma was attacked by Joe Dark? What? He tried to kill you? Oh no. Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. Oh no. So that means you. She was the incriminating piece of evidence that Joe Dark left behind. A witness. Yes. Oh wow, my volume's super high. Sorry. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. I'm sorry to ask this to you, babes, but can you tell me a little more about the SL9 incident? It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. If you hear me kind of pausing, I have some, like, ice cream that I'm kind of chewing on, so don't mind me. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. So dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled a knife and screamed at me. Why would you scream? That seems dumb. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. So this happened 2 years ago. So she would have been about... So I say she would have been about 14 when this happened. Or just about ready to turn. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture? Tell me about the photo. What was the permanent picture? What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? It's okay, Emma. Oh. Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. You know, Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. Oh my god. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. Oh. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Oh no, poor Emma. Wow. Poor Emma. Been through so much. Yeah, exactly. Her parents are both dead, and she was almost freaking killed. I'd say so. Wow, that must have changed Lana. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I can't blame you. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago. You must have been 14. That's understandable. Okay, so she probably just recently turned 14. If she says she's almost 16, then I say she's probably she just probably recently turned 14. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies, and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. I see. That's very sweet of you, Emma. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. It's okay, so what happened afterwards? I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. I can't blame them. I mean, that dude killed 5 people and then killed a prosecutor, aka a detective's brother, but still. But jeez. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it, and Edgeworth did not. The worst of it was, this was when Edgeworth was starting out. And he had no freaking clue that was forged evidence. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. Yeah, no, because in the trial when Lana mentioned the forged evidence, he was like surprised, like, because we know, because there's been rumors about him using forged evidence, but of course none of them are true. So for him to have this on him now, all of a sudden, after trying to, even with these, like, rumors and everything, it's probably eating him the fuck up. He couldn't have known that he was being given false evidence. No freaking way. Even though he was mentored by Von Karma, there's no goddamn way. He's too honest. He's an honest man. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. All my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. I think he was unintentionally involved. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today. She must not have been able to face up what she did, especially not to Emma. Okay, so Phoenix... Oh yeah, Phoenix did say something that was bothering him. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? That's a very good question. If that dude, if that was me, if I was Joe Dark for a moment, I would not be running into an office. I would be hightailing it the fuck out of there. Unless he was looking to kill, like, Lana or Damon Gann. Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Alright. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Really? Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? No. 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. What? So Lana was a detective and now she's a prosecutor? She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? I'd better have another talk with her. Alright, let's head over to the detention center. Lana! Hi, babes! Lana! Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Well, I mean, that's every client I've had so far, but that's beside the point. And how you doing, babes? After that crazy-ass trial that just went down. How you holding up? Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't play foul. Don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago, and how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. Uh-huh. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details? Especially about the unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. Well, no, duh! Now, this case kind of seems like it's kind of important now, so... Alright. Alright, first... Okay, but first, let's talk about what the fuck just happened at the trial. A lot of revelations were uncovered in that trial today. Not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I'd expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. Right? That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? Oh, I don't think so. I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana, what the witness, Miss Starr, said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so fazed before. Oh, jeez. If she's saying it's not as big, doesn't involve just her, that means there's more people involved. I have a terrifying feeling I know what happened. Okay, so let's talk about you being a detective. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing! Oh. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Of course it's Gant's. I bet he was the reason Lana got transferred, too. Chief Gant? He was a deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever! They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed! Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you can use that experience in court, right? Dan's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask her more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. Alright, it's the Dark investigation. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes. Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. Okay, so back when Lana was a detective, her and Gant shared the same office together. That's probably where Emma was. Alright. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gun-ho. First and last. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Well, of course. Okay, first one at the scene. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana? It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. Oh. What? When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. So this is how they were found? It's like Dark's on the bottom and Neil's on top. But isn't that weird? Because if Dark killed Marshall, wouldn't Marshall be first down instead of Dark? Something does not look right. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. Okay. Oh, I see. So Marshall pretty much bitch slapped Dark before he died. But still, that arrangement looks way too neat for a struggle. I'm just saying, something does not look right. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her, after all. Her sister must have gone through. I can't blame Lana in the slightest. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident? That's right. Quite a coincidence. I don't buy it. What are you saying? Sorry, I love you both, but there's way too many coincidences that have been going on to just be cut and dry. There's something else going on. There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident, just by chance. Oh yeah. I never really said anything, but I had a sneaking suspicion that something was not adding up. That case was solved 2 years ago. Nothing is ever cut and dry in these games. You learned this the hard way, Emma. Nothing's ever cut and dry. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Well, there's 2 of them, Marshall and Star. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. I wouldn't say it was that. I wouldn't think it was just that they were investigating it. I'm thinking that I think Marshall knows that something else happened, that there's something way darker in this case. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, babes, but we had this happen 2 months ago with Edgeworth and Robert Hammond, Yanni Yogi, and Von Karma, so there's no way. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gannett and I shared. The office that Mr. Gannett now occupies by himself, the Chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the Chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Is he even gonna let us in? Alright, well thanks, Lana. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem kind of quiet around here today. You're right. Chief of Detectives seems the same, though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right. We can come back here later. Alright. Head to the entrance. Oh! Hi! Howdy, Bambina. Hi, Marshall. What's up? Oh, Mr. Marshall! Never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. Castera. You never know what life leads you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Oh, sorry, that was Phoenix. Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there's a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Yeah, sorry, no. Alright, about Dark's trial. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean, fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. Oh? Was the weapon fabricated?
You'll be here for a while.
The murder weapon? You mean?
You'll be here for a while.
Geez, some people can't knock. You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. Shit. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SL9 left behind. Alright. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Sky. So Gant and Sky. The investigation lead Damon Gant and his second in command, Lana Sky. It's that photo again. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah. Oh, geez, sorry. Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Sky was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma says something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. Okay, so about Prosecutor Marshall. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he? Your brother? He was 27 at the time. Jeez. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day of the evidence transfer. Oh, wasn't that just a coincidence? We had a prosecutor receive an award that same day of an evidence transfer. 2 years ago, there was an evidence transfer. Today, we have an evidence transfer. 2 years ago, Neil Marshall got the King of Prosecutors Award. 2 years later, Miles Edgeworth gets the King of Prosecutors Award. And then a person dies. Neil Marshall dies, and then Detective Bruce Goodman died. Interesting. There's a lot of stuff about that case. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. Can't believe 2 years have gone by already. We'll try to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered. The evidence locker was empty. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. Someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. Yeah, Edgeworth... Listen. I get Edgeworth's pretty cold cut, but even he would never dare to use forged evidence. He is not like Von Karma in the slightest in that aspect. He still carries Gregory Edgeworth's soul with him. And someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Did you just spit something out? Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. Bye. Wow. Hey, now what? Is this how we get back into the office? This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial, there's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take that elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we are police officers or anything. Hey, you're right, you can't go in there, it's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. See ya, suckers! Whoa! Is that a church organ? Holy shit! That must be where his music comes from. Whoa, where am I? Jesus! In the chief's office, Dilly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bot. Don't play it, Emma. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. Don't. Oh my! Emma! I'm trying to keep a little presence. I never could remember where Steve was. Oh, hi! Oh, it's you two. Hi! I thought we were the only ones in here. Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. So, Rhino, have you been swimming lately? No. No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? Uh-huh. That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. Okay, so Gant, Neil. Hang on. Here's the weapon. What does that say on the bottom? Hey, check it out! There's a metal plate here. It looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Wow, one guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. I guess he must be a foreigner. What? Okay, that doesn't surprise me, but oh my god, that name. Yeah, that's probably it. Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. I must stay the hell away from him. I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma or something. You have to take a visit to prison for that. But I don't want you anywhere near him. Absolutely not. She says it, his name does kind of have a ring to it. Phoenix, no! Please. But no, on the photo there's a sword with it. And that... Wait a damn minute. Oh my... Wait, that's the jar! That's the unstable jar we have! Wow. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Yeah. Something's not right with this picture. No, yeah, no! No, there isn't! I can't quite seem to put my finger on it, though. Gant team picture out of the corner. Okay, cool. Photo at the awards ceremony of Gant, Lana, and Neil. Gosh, too many people bothering me. What's that look for, Gant? What? Anyway, I like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm gonna lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. At the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. No, hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Okay, fine. Jace! Looks like we aren't welcome. That bitch is hiding something. That bitch is definitely hiding something. It seems that the case isn't over with yet after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must have been a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's gotta be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Great. Oh, hello? Hey, pal. Gumshoe, hi! Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? Just taking a breather. My feet hurt. Been sitting so long? Actually, I'm serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. Alright, let's talk for a little bit. Edgeworth's crisis. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew that the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? Sorry, Emma. Regardless, the prosecutor's responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. It's amazing talent as a prosecutor to keep him safe from those who don't like him. Now with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Because Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey Dick, keep up the good work. Yes sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime, my treat. Yes sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay Dick? Yes sir. Seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. That would not be good for anybody. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. Seems generally concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find anything out? The only evidence Dog left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall who was trying to protect some girl? Oh, me. Esteemed Detective Combs, you never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. I think it has something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forgot. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? Powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon? It might jog his memory. First, let's talk about Dark's crimes. Joe Dog was 42 at the time of the crime. God damn! He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take the serial killing? Jesus! One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So, it was an accident? An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed the man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed the lady who saw the second crime. A kid walked by this then, so he killed him too. Then when he was burying the bodies, a jogger came up upon the scene and was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in. Whoa, 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 whoa! He killed 5 people in one day? What the shit? Whoa, 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 hang on. So, these 5 people were killed in one day. So I think this was the driver. Then the lady who came up by it. Then this must have been maybe the kid. Oh my god! Bro! Seems like he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily a dog was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness, it's Emma. AKA Emma. Jesus, alright. Hey Gamsho. Maybe this might jog your memory back. About this. Hey, is that? It has a tag attached with it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this stone disappeared from the locker. It was found in Mr. Edwards' car muffler. That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again! Alright. Murder weapon. Whoops. This knife. It was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus it has fingerprints on it, too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice it. Yeah, well, anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. What? It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet, down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Neil's autopsy report out to court. Oh shit, we have this? Stabbed in the back, died from punctured heart and lung. A knife tip was in the wound. Switchblade knife updated. The broken tip was found in the victim's body. Belonged to murderer Joe Dark. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gann. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What? Really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Oh no, Gumshoe. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman. I won't guy that the data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there was something we could show him that would make him change his mind? Alright. Let's check out the parking lot, see what's going on here. No one's here today, not even Miss Star. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. Instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I've gotta find all this all the answers by tomorrow. Maybe Edgeworth's in his office? I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is! It looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? Hey, babe! Hi! How are you? I just came to see how you're doing. You sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. There's prizes upstairs. Jesus, people can't knock. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Well, Jesus, fine! I'll talk to you. Let's talk about the forged evidence. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what all breaks down to. Nothing I can do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean that the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility is the prosecutor in charge. The fact remains that the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth. I take pride in my work, so tell me why. Has it all come to this? Even Edward can't keep this kind of emotion balled up. No, sir. Tomorrow's trial. No wonder this stuff takes me forever to record, because people keep walking in! Tomorrow's trial. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial, now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. I'm your friend! Of course I'm gonna worry about you! To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. Listen, I'm sorry, okay? I can't help but worry about you, okay, babes? I'm gonna worry because I'm your friend. But Mr. Edward, you can't just walk on in the trial. Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. Oh, but that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. Only half as long as most lists? That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been the part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture? Something seems strange about it. Before we show him the photo, let's talk about the day of the crime. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends. Clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, there was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So he came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Alright. Let's maybe show him this photo that we just got. Here, babe. This picture was hanging up on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken back when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. How's that sword? Ah, I remember now. Remember what? That's what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind this design. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Oh? King of Prosecutor's Trophy. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Oh, sure. Everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though? For Emma's sake. Very well. Nice, Phoenix. Real smooth. Alright, let's hear the story. Why is this music playing? Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. Sorry if I am pronouncing these wrong. I'm not very familiar with other foreign languages. One day he presented the king with 2 items. Alright. I don't know why the hell this music's playing. It's kinda concerning. The first is a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Oh! That's what it means by contradiction! Because they contradict each other. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other! Very perceptive, but then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. I love this music. I love this music play. First it's the one that we hear during testimonies. Now it's music we get when Phoenix kind of gets fired up on a trail of evidence. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Interesting. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken sword symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolized the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it's our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgewood. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given the shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part abolished. Chief Gant. Kina Prosecutor's Trophy updated. 2 years ago, the halberd was removed at Gant's behest, giving it its current form. Alright, well, thanks for the enlightening conversation, babe. I am going to end this here with your beautiful face looking at me. So, next time, we'll continue on with the investigation. We'll finish up in Edgeworth's office. And then we'll head off and continue our investigation. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care. Bye-bye!